Hello and welcome to Hey Clarity. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today we're doing a collective Akashic Records reading for the month of January. Happy New Year, 2026. The questions that we're going to ask are, what is the overall energy for January? How can we best navigate it? What's the energy of the first week, second week, third week, fourth week? And then finally, what's the most important message we need to know? Let's get into it. What's the overall energy for January? I'm getting the word brash. Brash. We're kind of cutting through the bullshit, but we're like not offended. And we might just be this way with each other. I'm getting that we're like more thick-skinned. So there could be, I'm getting like tit for tat. Like there could be something where like the way that we're expressing ourselves or talking to each other is more brash, is more abrupt, I'm getting like lightly harsh. But it's not like we can't handle it. It's not a big deal. It's not personal. We're not taking things personally. But I'm getting that like we're in a very like get to the point kind of energy. And there's something about like being short with each other in this getting to the point is also like, they're like, get your heart. Like, get your heart centered. It's tough love. It feels like tough love. Like for each other, with each other, and then with ourselves. And it's not anything that we can't handle. So it feels like it will be like a slightly harsh month in the month of January. It's almost like a mother with her children and she's like fed up. And they have to do things, they have to get things done. And so it's like, we have to go here, we have to go there. It's like, come on, let's go. We don't have time for that. Okay, put it down. Like, that's enough. Cut it out. Like, it's very, like, we gotta go. Like, we have stuff to do. Yeah, that seems like it. They kind of keep saying, like, lightly harsh. How can we best navigate it? They're like, don't take it personally. And don't give it personal depth. Don't give it personal weight. Like if you're on, the receiving end of that, because you're going to be kind of like that too. So there's going to be this like mirrored reflection of each other in this very like lightly harsh, get to the point, get to the root, get this done kind of way. It's practical. I'm getting like it's not a time for bullshit. It's not a time for wasting time. It's not a time for dilly-dallying. There's something about daydreaming. And like it's like they're like no daydreaming in like an illusion kind of way. It's very like our daydreaming, our imagination, our goals, the realities we want to create are very practical. They're very like everyday and step by step. They're more grounded. We're out of the fog. Like we're out of the fog. And now we can see like, I'm seeing like a battery charging, like how much capacity do we have to do things? Okay, I can do this, I can't do this. Like we're just being very realistic and practical about what we're capable of and what we're not capable of in the things that we have to get done. Anything else how to navigate it? Yeah, they're like, don't take it personally. Okay, what's the energy of the first week? What's the energy of the first week of January? They're like the first step, the baby step. And your first step could be 0. Your first step could be -1. You might need to rest, right? It's like we have this interesting, hold on. they're showing like somebody in the attic, or I'm feeling like it's an attic, or like in a house, and there's like a trap door on the floor, and we're like going into it. What is that? It's like the attic of our mind. Like we're still like in the mind, but we're going into like our internal resources, and like really kind of doing an inventory of like who we are, what we want to do, who we want to be, or who we are becoming, or who we have become. Like we're all at different like levels of this like inner dialogue, this internal kind of inventory of ourselves. So like it's like the first step, the baby step is like before you do anything, before you plan to do anything, you have to kind of like integrate and check in with like who you are now. You know, who am I now, and who have I been, who am I becoming? What am I capable of before I set off and like do anything? And then they're saying the thing with the no daydreaming again. It's like they're not saying like don't think of like positive possibilities and let your imagination run wild. It's just that our daydreaming is practical. It's grounded. It's like it's not impossible. It's like, oh, these things I'm daydreaming of, these things that I want for my future, these things that I'm planning, that I'm excited about, are realistic. We're going to make them realistic. And so like, how can I get to them step by step? How can I achieve this step by step? But first it's like, where am I at? And then there's this sense of like, okay, like, you know, we're in winter in the Northern Hemisphere. And so for those of us who are, we're kind of like, how am I going to spend this time of in the natural cycle of hibernation, right? How am I going to bake in more rest or more time for myself, not waste time, not waste energy? Like, how am I going to preserve my energy, right? And they're saying mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. How are you going to spend it? They're like expenditure, our capabilities, our resources. Like, we're really checking in with ourselves of like, where are we at? Like, what's the temperature check? And I think we're having the realization that like, just because traditionally we kind of celebrate this time of year of like resolutions and things that we need to get done, it's like very obvious this year that like, it's almost like nothing like massive needs to be done right now, right this moment, right away necessarily. You know, person to person, it's different, right? But they're saying these like grand plans, these grand schemes, these ideas for the year and how you want them to play out. We know like we need to take the first step, baby steps, and check in with like where we're at first to see where we want to go and how that might change our plans or the things we want to accomplish or the places we want to go or whatever it is, the projects we want to create. They're just saying internal inventory. There's an internal inventory. What's the energy of the second week of January? This might be when some of us think, like ready, set, go. Like some of us might think like, let me try. I feel like we're like shedding old skins of thinking that things have to be done. And they're like, back to the first step, baby steps. It's like, for those of us who think ready, set, go in the second week, like time to hit the ground running, I'm getting that we might have a false start. And the way that they're showing this is if like a runner is on a track and they're in a race and they're like, okay, ready, set, go. And the second they go to lift their leg up to start running, the picture, the frame freezes. The frame freezes. And it's like frozen in time. And it's like, we might have the feeling of like ready, set, go and the excitement, but something about time freezes in the second week. There's stillness in the air. There's a sense of like stop and go, but it's kind of backwards. It's like go, stop. So like no grand schemes or grand plans will get done or anything in the second week is kind of what they're saying. And that there will be a stillness in the air in the second week. There's something about the second week where like time freezes a bit in some ways or in some area of your life. So if you are, planning or strategizing to get something going in the second week, there's probably going to like be a pause, like hit pause. Okay, tell me about the third week of January. The third week of January. I'm seeing like a woman with like a crown of like jewels and flowers, and I'm getting very much like an empress energy. The third week feels very luxurious. Like we might be sitting in a place where we're like, like what would it be like to like fully like nourish and like nurture myself and be an empress energy, no matter what gender you are. What if I, treated myself to this nourishing food or spoiled myself with, wearing some like luxurious something in my house where I could just relax and kind of be like royalty, or like a queen just relaxing in my house. There's something about luxuriating in the richness of what you have and appreciating and feeling gratitude for it. And this being like, they're saying like a prime hibernation week in the Northern Hemisphere. Prime hibernation week. The third week of January just feels like luxuriate in your rest. Treat yourself to something that feels luxurious, that reminds you of your abundance. It's a week of like gratitude. It's a week of seeing like all that you have to work with. And even in the space of like when I do nothing, look at all that I have. Just in being, just in existing, look at all that I have. Look at all that I am. So there's this like deep appreciation for ourselves and our resources, our home, our food, like whatever it is that you have, there's just a deep appreciation for it. And, an opportunity to really lean into it by stepping into this empress energy. And again, no matter what your gender is, third week feels like empress energy. They're like, okay, emperor, like whatever, but there's something about like the fertility of the empress specifically is what they're saying. What's the energy of the fourth week of February? What's the energy of the fourth week of February? Can you be clearer on that, please? It's so specific, so it's kind of weird, but it's like I'm getting the word ouch, and they're showing like someone, sorry, it's a little graphic, a little violent, but it's like someone cutting off someone's toe, like cutting off a toe, cutting off a finger, cutting off a toe, I guess it's a foot. Like maybe something stops you in your tracks. But like, I know that's like an extreme visual of like someone like chopped off a toe and you're like, ouch, like duh. But that's why I'm trying to be like, what is that? There's something extremely difficult. Obviously that's not literally happening, but I'm trying to dig into like the meaning and the message behind that visual. I'm getting that like some of these grand plans or grand schemes, like something significant stops or blocks that plan, that strategy. Something hurts, something's hurtful. Someone, cuts you off. Something cuts you off, but it's just like a piece of it. It's a small part, right? I guess that's why they're like, it's like the foot is like, our feet are like moving forward, right? And then like the toe is like a small part of the foot. So it's like the whole grand scheme, the whole plan is not like stopped, but there's like a piece of it, a piece of your plan, a piece of something that you wanted to move forward with is stopped. Or it fully stops you in your tracks. Like it's almost like you have to reevaluate the whole thing of something. It's like a big ouch and a wake-up call. It seems like for those of us who need a wake-up call, not everyone's going to need this wake-up call, but some of us might need it. It's kind of like if you have been like trusting your gut instincts and paying attention to your intuition with like the things that you're doing, and you're listening to your body and you're taking your time, and I'm just getting when you're like plugged into like the signs and the synchronicities that are like leading you to or from, around, guiding you. Like if you're doing that, then this will be like stubbing your toe, right? Just like boop, a little bit of a stop in something, like a wait and see, or maybe pivot, something like that. But if you have not been listening, if you have not been paying attention to things that are trying to stop you from moving forward in whatever this is, it's going to be more like a big ouch, like someone cut your toe off. Again, not literally. So it depends. And so they're saying like we're leading with the first message because like some of you have not been paying attention to the things that are trying to tell you not to move forward in a certain direction. So some of us are going to get a big ouch. Some of us are going to get a much smaller ouch. But we are being redirected at the 4th week. Anything else you guys want to say about that 4th week? They're like, it's for the better. It's for the better. This big ouch, middle ouch, or light ouch, whatever the ouch is, in the last week of January, it is for the better, and it is for the better for you, specifically. There's an intention behind it. So however much it hurts, it is for the better. And you'll see what that means for you. But it's like sometimes we have to hit a wall. Sometimes we have to get hurt to no longer go that way. Sometimes something has to really hit us in order for us to stop going in that direction. And that's basically what's going to happen. We're being redirected. 4th week, redirection might come with a big ouch. What's the most important message we need to know about January? I'm seeing us as if we were surfers, surfing on the ocean, surfing waves, and maybe losing our balance on a wave, like falling off of our surfboard. I'm getting the word like wipe out, but like, and then what, right? Like what happens when you wipe out? You come back onto shore, you maybe take a break, or you get back on your surfboard and you finish, moving in a different way. And then you get back out there. But it's like, they're likening it to surfing of just like these waves. So these waves, we've got a lot of waves coming in. Some of the waves are much easier than others, and we're surfing all these waves. We're surfing these mental, emotional, global, collective waves, like this energetic wave. These energetic waves, they're like pluralize it. we are surfing all of these energetic waves. And sometimes we just can't be on that. Like the wave is just too much and the wave wipes us off of our surfboard and we wipe out. They're like, it's not the end of the world. You either go back onto shore, you swim back into shore, depending how close. It's just, you walk back on, whatever, but then like eventually you get back out there, right? Or maybe you try a different way of being in the ocean. But they're just saying like the global collective impact of these energetic waves is like really challenging surfing. And so the same way that it is really challenging to surf, it is really challenging to navigate these energetic waves in the collective. And so that's what we're doing. And every time we get back out there, we're getting better and better at surfing. So the most important message is like, no matter what waves you're surfing in your, personal life or collectively, we're impacted by both the micro and the macro. No question. It's not a question. These energetic waves are strong. They're strong. And the same way that like the weather changes and the climate changes and how that impacts your waves when you're catching waves for surfing, right? You have to plan. You have to plan when you go out. You have to plan when you don't go out. Am I going to participate in this energetic wave? Am I going to sit this one out and watch it? And so we are surfing these energetic waves collectively. And sometimes it's really fun and we're having a blast and we're doing a great job and we're with a bunch of people. Sometimes we're surfing by ourselves. Like they're just like, right now, let this be your, symbolic reference to how hard and how challenging it is to accomplish, achieve, and be successful with like our new ideas and our new plans and like the new paradigm. It's like we're surfing right now, or we're learning how to surf right now. And some of us are better equipped, more practiced, we've had more hours, we've got more muscle, like we've got all the things that we need to surf better than others, but we're all surfing energetic waves. And I'm just getting like, think of it this way, like, in 3 months, you're going to be stronger and better at surfing than you are today. In 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Like, they're just like, you're going to get better and better at this. Just keep getting back out there. And also know when, the waves wiped you out, you're tired and you need to stop and you need to take a break. And let yourself do that. That's okay. Everything's okay. You can take that break. Okay. Anything else with the most important message? It's challenging to surf energetic waves. And it is just like truly learning to surf. And they're like, oh, and the reward when you can ride those waves, the reward when you can coast, the reward when you're, connected to the wave and it's lifting you up and carrying you forward, and like how beautiful it is when that happens. And they're just like, just like in surfing, like those waves, they calm down, they crash, they bring you to shore. Like they're not everlasting, they're not forever. So all of these waves are just, they're changing all the time. Never the same wave. You're never going to catch the same wave. It's never going to be the same thing. And that's just, they're kind of saying that's how it's always been. And we're just getting better at surfing. Okay. That was the Akashic Records collective reading for the month of January. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.